Baby. We
Yeah,
live.
we live. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a Part of Everything podcast, man. This is our first ever live stream. We just wanted to go in depth and kind of check in with everybody and see what's good. Javon, how you feeling?
Feeling good, bro. Today's a
Yeah,
good day. Man, this
yeah, I feel
quarantine
that.
is put me through some stages, but no, I'm good though, for sure.
For sure. So, yesterday you said to me, there's beauty in the struggle. I want you to kind of emphasize on that. I think there might be some people feeling down right now. And all over the internet is, oh, you're not hustling. They're kind of making you feel as if you're not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just sit
Yeah,
home. But it's kind of one of those things where sitting home is good for you in the sense of like you can take a mental break from your job that's been so stressful or whatever's been going on in life and really connect with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know, like being in isolation, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So it's put you through an uncomfortable phase. But if you like choose to channel in, like, all right, what do I need to do? What if I always wanted to do? What are the things that I said I didn't have time for? What are those things? And kind of dive into those. I don't know. I feel like a lot of us kind of get caught in like uh the phase where we don't want to, like, we don't do anything because we don't know what to do, and it's like
Yeah,
you find your answers by doing the things that
for
you're
sure.
supposed to be doing. So yeah, man, I kind of just pushing through, and but it's been good. I've been
Yeah,
able to reflect and just kind of get my stuff together. So
for
it's been
sure.
good. How about you? How you been feeling?
First and foremost, huge shout out to Gene for donating $10 right off the rip, bro.
Absolutely. Shout
That's
out
huge.
Gene.
But yeah, man, same thing for me. Uh, it's just I think I finally got around to do the things that I have been telling myself, hey, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Hey, I'm going to do that the next day. And
Mhm.
it's simple things, just like reading a book and cleaning out my storage unit. It's those little things that you've always been putting off. Maybe even just something as simple as cleaning underneath the bathroom sink. You know what I'm saying? It's just those little things like clutter really can affect your workflow. So
Absolutely.
that, and I guess just planning for what's next. I mean, this is a big eye opener, I think, for a lot of people. Like, hey, we can lose everything tomorrow. And
No, absolutely.
like, what? I can't even believe that this has actually happened. I just remember hearing about the virus and I'm like, oh, we don't got to worry about that.
hmm
But
Yeah,
now,
no,
can't
no,
leave.
for sure. Absolutely. It's definitely put things to perspective, just kind of like your whole life and just like what you value. I don't know, like I told you yesterday, I was like, I'm about to be 25 pretty soon. And like, I'm
Yeah.
really just starting to hone in on, what it is that I really want from this life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I thought I knew, but like, I was kind of just all over the place, like going into more interests. Now I'm like really honing into like, what do I really value?
For
And this
sure.
time is giving me the time to think about that kind of stuff. So it's been dope.
Do you think that's the whole reason you've gotten to really touch base with yourself is just because, like, man, you had so much going on. I got to be here. I got to balance this, that. Like, this time to just really, what do I want? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
When you got people hitting you up for like meetings and things like that, they can't happen anymore. They got to be on things like this, or you just don't do them. And it's like, oh no, it just kind of allows you to be to yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
And
sure.
I think I thrive in isolation. I'm like one of those introverted
Same, bro.
altroverts.
Same. It's
So,
it's nothing for me. I've been an introvert my whole life. So how do you feel about the virus?
man, it's scary, honestly. Like, I mean, I don't think I took it as serious as I should have when it
Yeah,
first, hit the scene. But um, I think it's forced me to just like, all right, you see people, young and old now, dying from it, and you see people catching it from all types of places and things, and it kind of just, I don't know, it makes you definitely be more clean. You want to clean everything, your
for
hands, the
sure.
bathroom, your kitchen, the food you get from Costco, everything.
Yeah,
But no, it's just put things in perspective. I think it's the universe's way of telling us something. I think it kind of sends an individual message to every one of us. So
yeah.
kind of just deciphering that.
I
How do you
feel
feel
that.
about it?
Oh man, I hate it, honestly. Just the fact that I'm already like very like germaphobe. Like I don't germs just freak me out, right? So I've
Yeah.
always been like, oh, washing my hands, doing all that stuff. But now it's like times 10. I just
Mm,
feel like it sucks that even when you go outside, you just feel like there's germs in the air. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just freak. You go to the store and like you got to stay 6 feet away from people, and it's just a
yeah.
weird way of
Now,
living.
it was crazy, bro. I went to the post office, go deliver a package the other day,
Mhm.
and there was like the line. I thought it was like super long, but it was just people separated 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, what? I mean, I get it, but it's just like,
Yeah, of
damn, this is
course.
like really happening right now. It's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody's saying hitting those like, oh shit, this is real. You know, everybody's
Exactly.
having those moments every day. But it's wild. Honestly, it's definitely affects your mental. That's why I'm like curious to see what people are gonna be like after this thing is all over. Like,
Exactly.
when we can go outside and can go to public events, are people going to go? Are they still going to be scared to, catch something? And I mean, it's a legitimate fear, though. Honestly, like when you see people die, it's like,
Yeah,
all right,
no, it's definitely gonna be a new phobia, and it's not something that's just gonna disappear, right? Like, it's
exactly.
it's gonna be around for a long time, and the world is gonna be different because of this. It was crazy. I went to UPS, and there was like 3 people, so they're only letting 3 people in there. I didn't really read the signs. I just walked in the door, and they all like had masks on, the gloves. It was like Area 51 type. I walk in there,
Absolutely.
they're like, "You need to get out." I was like, "Oh!" Stepped out the door, and like there's tape on the ground, bro. I was like,
Uh,
"Dang!"
yeah, I
Like,
went to UPS too. They had this big like plastic screen like between you and the clerk. I'm like,
yeah,
damn. So I ain't finna cough on you,
like
bro. Like,
splat all over the screen. Yeah, it's
oh yeah, you gotta cover your ass though, especially liability reasons. So I get
yeah,
it, but it's just I don't know. It's changed a lot. I don't know.
for sure.
It's even I went downtown to do like a low key photo shoot at one of my friends a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and like, bro, it's a ghost town. Like it's literally nobody out, bro, and it's just like, wow, this is happening, man.
It's good,
But I
right?
mean, yeah, for sure, it's good that nobody's out, but it's just like crazy seeing like downtown like just empty,
Yeah,
and it's I don't know, but I guess if you're in real estate or if you're in like you got assets, I think it's a playground for you right now.
yeah. I mean, if you got courage and cash flow, like it is heyday for you. How have you been handling the isolation? Like, what do you do to, in a sense, keep you busy?
Well, first, I definitely keep a schedule. Like I've been writing down everything in my notebook. Like, all right, like the day before, I set out like 8 to 10 tasks, and I'm about to complete, and I just knock those out every day. Because I feel
Mhm.
like during these times when you might not have your normal schedule, it's important to still keep a schedule so you don't start sleeping in too late, or you don't start just creating bad habits that you don't want to bring into after this whole thing is over. So definitely keep a schedule, and then I've just been meditating. I've been reading. I've been just making sure I'm learning something every day, whether it be through watching videos, whether it be through listening to podcasts, through reading, through just listening to interviews from other CEOs or other like business owners. Yeah, just kind of just make sure I'm tuning in to different aspects of everything I'm interested in, and just like staying mentally on my toes.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
hear
like we
that.
don't we don't we don't know when this is going to be over. So like it could be over in 2 weeks, it could be over in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Sure.
like really staying on your toes and trying to do that. What about you?
Yeah,
And
and
also going outside too. Definitely got to go outside.
for sure, like going on walks, you gotta protect your peace.
Yeah.
So some of the comments are wondering who's this guy. So this is my homie Javon, bro. We have a podcast. It's called A Part of Everything. If you haven't heard of it, today's podcast is basically just to give people a rundown on what's going on here. We're just kind of talking about the virus, what we've been doing, and I want to give you guys some advice on things you can do, maybe things that you haven't really thought about. Maybe you are falling into these bad habits. I know I did for like the first 2 weeks, honestly. Like you were saying, you if you don't stick to a schedule, it's so easy to just eat bad food, not exercise, and just fall into a depressed state. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's
Sure.
really easy. So for me, I'll break it down. Like the first 2 weeks, I was like, whatever, let me eat this pizza. You know what I'm saying? Let me have some ice cream, some donuts.
Oh
Made me
yeah.
so sick. Let me not work out. And it's just a spiral. I'm up till like 5 a.m., waking up at 1 p.m. So just kind of like stay out of those habits. So for me, I ended up fortunate enough to go to my mom's house and take apart my gym, and I brought it here back to working out, just trying to eat fresh foods. It was kind of scary at one point. You go to the grocery store, there was nothing.
That's
Like
nothing,
it was
bro.
like, bro, the aisle was gone, no cans of nothing, no like fresh produce was gone. I was like, bro, this is
Food.
scary. But now, I mean, there's plenty of food. So yeah, I mean, just walking in the grocery store and grabbing a few oranges, some kiwis, whatever I need. And honestly, reading has been big for me, sitting out on our patio and just kind of getting some vitamin D from the sun, right? Going on
Absolutely.
walks. And yeah, honestly, just trying to talk with the homies and see what everybody's up to. I think it's important because it's so easy to fall into this isolation and kind of it changes you a little bit. It's very easy to become antisocial.
No, absolutely, bro. It's so easy. But yeah, man, like this whole situation is different, man. I think it. I mean, I still do not get why people are just like hoarding toilet paper and just like doing all this weird shit. But you know, it is what it is. Nah, I mean, I think I've another part of isolation that I've kind of been struggling with is like communicating. I don't know. I feel like I just get in my own zone and just tune everybody out,
Yeah,
which is cool for a certain extent. But like, I don't know. I want my homies to know, like, yeah, I'm still here. But if you like hit me up, I'm gonna hit you back. It just might not be within the next hour. It'd be like might be
for
tomorrow or
sure.
something. You know. So
That's tough. It's one of those situations. Some people just like. Sometimes you got homies that don't really understand that concept. Like, yo, bro,
mm,
why is he acting different all of a sudden? So that is
for
difficult.
sure.
Like communication is big, especially because it kind of seems like nobody's doing anything right now.
Mm,
So it's
yeah. I
like,
mean,
oh, you just sitting home anyway. You can't be back. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Exactly. 100%, man. And I was also talking with my friends the other day, and he was telling me that he wanted to do something. He wanted to just stay busy. He wanted to like keep putting out content, and just felt like so
Mhm.
much pressure to do it because everybody's at home and there's gonna be so much attention on social media. And I was telling him, me and my other friends were telling him, I was like, bro, like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything during this time. You shouldn't feel pressure to be doing more when it's like the world is giving you the time to just do nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm not saying just like sit on your ass all day and not do shit, but like at the end of the day, like you should really just, if you need that time to chill, then take it. If you need that time of isolation, then take it. So
do you feel like okay? So before all this, you want to follow these entrepreneurial pages and
yeah.
motivational pages, but it seems like once this happened, those pages kind of got like cocky and arrogant in the sense of, oh, I've been an entrepreneur. Now it's time
Mm,
to work times 10.
yeah,
But the reality of it is no, work to the extent that's good for your mental health.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
why do you think we are dealing with that right now? Like why are these pages acting this way? Why are these entrepreneurs and these gurus telling you, hey, you need to work 30 times as hard. You need to work 8 days
Man,
out of the week.
I've been reading this book called Tribes, and it talks about, the different people like pushing the status quo and how like a lot of these big companies or these big services work so hard to push the status quo. So I think that's more of like that. I think the status quo right now is to, work until your eyes fall out. You know what I'm saying? That's the wave right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah.
grind, 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 and don't think about anything else. So it's like during this time, they're like, well, you got time now. Now you grind even harder. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's the status quo. But in reality, it's like we're still humans and we have like boundaries and we have limits to what we can do.
For sure.
And so it's important to just knowing yours and knowing what serves you best.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So someone said um, people are hoarding so they can minimize their exposure to supermarkets due to the invisible virus.
I get
So
that. But I mean, there's a limit to hoarding. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need 80 rolls of toilet paper. Like nobody's wiping their ass that much.
I know, bro. Like,
I
what?
don't care who
You
you are,
supply for the next year.
exactly.
I
Like,
get it in a sense, but it's like just grab what you need because there's tons of other people. But I get it. I mean, the purge, bro. Did you see in, I think it's like Louisiana? Have you seen the purge?
yeah,
So in Louisiana, they're playing that siren,
you're lying.
no, bro, after like once curfew hits, it goes,
Wow,
that's scary, dude.
that
Like,
is, bro. Wow, that's crazy.
oh yeah, it's
Like
definitely.
if you heard that out here, what would you say? Like, what would you do?
I'm locking all the doors, bro. I'm about to bury the doors. What? You know that sound like,
That's
nah,
crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
good. Dudes come out with a mask, it's a wrap. No thank you.
that's nuts.
So I know a lot of people,
Mm,
as far as like replay value on this, let's talk about us as business people, as growing a business. You've been working on a business plan right now, and let's talk about the steps of someone has an idea.
yeah.
What do they do with that idea? Especially now, you do have time. What should people be researching? We got YouTube University. We have so many free resources out there. So let's talk about those steps of how you've evolved into kind of planning out a new business, whether it's a brand, just anything.
Yeah, no, I think it's super important to kind of like, so everybody has their idea and they try to explain it to people and it's kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's important to like really structure it down. So you say you have a great idea to start some type of service or product business, and so you want to get it written down like structurally. So you want to get like an executive summary, you want to get like a marketing plan, you want to get a financial plan, you want to see how much funding will this idea cost, what would that funding be used for, structure that down. You want to get out, how, what different forms of marketing are you going to use? You're going to market it through social media. You can market it through your website. You can market it through ad campaigns, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? And breaking that down into smaller pieces and kind of, create like campaign series, because when you do market, you want to be able to target your, certain segments of your customers. And another important part is to find out who your customer is, kind of like create like a customer avatar to like, so pretty much create like a fake person and say this person is involved in these things, they follow these social media pages, they tune into these podcasts, they shop here, they're and kind of also look at what questions or what are people searching for
Mhm.
on Google. You know what I'm saying? Like finding out what people want to know, and that's how you base your content towards them, and also that's how you just kind of tune your business to fit the needs of the people you're trying to serve. Because if you have a great product but it doesn't help anybody, then it's not great.
Yeah.
So figuring that out. I've also been learning about like email marketing and like segmenting the different groups, because a lot of people just put out have an email campaign. They got like 300 or 400, maybe thousands of people on their email list, but they just send out one email to everybody. When in reality, it's like only half of those people care about what you're talking about. So how can you segment your content based off the people who will engage with it, and just learn about that. And so yeah, bro. I mean, that's kind of the beginning steps and kind of structuring your idea. But yeah,
Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot
it
of
is. No, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of steps.
that's very in depth. Like, so yeah, I mean, it sounds like it just starts with an idea and then you kind of plot out where you want to go from there, who you want your
So,
customer to be. Let's talk about like let's break it down into the basics. You have a brand,
mhm.
false ego. What do you do next? Do you go look to see if it's trademarked? Or did you do that when you first started out?
Yeah,
Let's talk
no, for
about
sure,
like
definitely.
the very
Oh,
beginning.
the very beginning. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
when you
So
didn't know any of this, for just
you
some random person right now that's like, man, I want to create a brand. What do I got to do?
first, yeah, definitely find out like if your name works, and like really have a meaning behind your name too,
Yeah,
because like a lot of people just come up with a cool name and they're just like, oh, that sounds cool, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't really mean anything to them.
yeah,
So it just comes off as fraud.
yeah.
So definitely make sure you have that, and then look at the competition. You know what I'm saying? Look who's like in the industry you're in, and then find out like what they're doing. And find out what you like and what you don't like. And kind of put your own twist on it, because I mean you're not going to reinvent the wheel. Like it's like a very like 0.001% chance you're going to create something that's never been created before. So
Yeah.
like don't don't focus on reinventing the wheel and come out with this whole new thing. Just like just make it yours and make it legit. So I say to go there, and then I would say start thinking about like logos. What is what do you want your brand, or what do you want your company to represent? And what does this logo mean to you? What message is it going to give off? And start working on a mission statement. Uh, you know, and just kind of like structuring like what message do I want to portray with this product or with this company. Um, that's like the first step you want to get to for sure.
Sean, thank you for the donation. Yeah, that
Shout out Sean.
that's exactly it. I mean, I think that's the most important thing for you guys is just to make sure that trademark is good because let's say you create this brand, you get the website, you create clothes, and you don't get the trademark. They can just send you a cease and desist, and you just wasted your time and money. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
for
it
sure.
sucks, and that goes for any type of business, even like on the YouTube side of things. A lot of people constantly ask, "Hey, man, how do I start a YouTube channel?" Bro, just start. Figure out what niche you want to do. Is it sneakers? Is it food? Is it cars? Is it clothing? Is it tutorials, tech? There's so many different niches. Art. Start with that. See who the biggest channels are.
Hmm.
Mimic how they edit, how they talk, what they do, and kind of put your own twist on it. Like you said, no one's going to reinvent the wheel. It's going to be the same thing. We're all going to have the same sneaker video. It just comes down to who's going to edit different, who's going to talk different, who's going to
So yeah,
maybe show a different angle.
Exactly. Find your competitive advantage for
Yeah,
sure. Like find out like so for example, when I started False Ego, it's like a bunch of people have brands, but very few of them are eco-friendly. You
yeah.
know, very few of them have like a give back program. Very few of them give their clothes a full life cycle, recycling program. You know what I'm saying? That was my competitive advantage. And it's like whatever product you're making is, what is your competitive advantage? How are you different than, or what value are you adding that's not there in the industry right now?
Here's a good question. How did both of you guys get an idea for your company?
Go first, Mike.
So, I'll start with a sneaker life. I was just selling shoes, and I randomly just one day a sneaker life, like that's my lifestyle, and it just didn't exist. I trademarked it, looked at all these websites. There was no such thing as a sneaker life. So simple. So it
Mhm.
really just started off as sneakers, and then as far as Saint Michael goes, I wanted something. I think I fell into a dark path of just no faith. And I wanted a brand that represent hope. So I feel like every day when you're, especially in the entrepreneurial space or just in general, just working, like you're always going to war. And Saint Michael is the archangel of war. It's faith, hope. And I just felt like there was a broad direction that I could go with it. So that's where it originated.
Definitely. Well, False Ego, it kind of originated with me just wanting to make an impact in the environment. I figured, of course, like there's no harmless way to make clothing, but at the end of the day, everybody wears clothing, so therefore you can, and even throughout history, clothing has been used to spread a message. So that's how I kind of got my idea for it, and just wanted to do eco-friendly, and wanted to kind of like make sure it was a platform that I can build off of. That's what I'm looking to do right now. Really building another company off of what I've already started, and just using the resources I've gained through this whole process as a way to do that. So.
Yeah. Chaotic Kicks. Shout out to you, brother, for another donation. What's good, bro? Trying to send you a shirt. Hey, man, hit me on Twitter for the one time. Got you on that. I mean, the majority or the reason that we did today's live stream is mostly just to kind of pick your guys' brain and kind of get it activated as far as different things that you can do. Really work on yourself during this time. I think a lot of people might be just going insane. Like there was a few days that I've never been bored, but I was actually bored and it was horrible. You know what I'm saying?
So like, what did you do? Like, when you got bored? Like, what was going through your head?
I
Like,
started eating, bro. I was just like, there's plenty of things I could do, you know what I'm saying? But I was just bored. Like, it's weird. I feel like when everything's taken away from you and you shouldn't just go to the store just to go to the store.
yeah,
I mean, you can go on a walk and all, but I'm just like, I'm actually bored.
hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
this
I feel
sucks.
that. You
I've
you
never
been
been
watching?
bored. I didn't even watch TV. I just sat there like, damn, I'm bored.
Did you feel like pressure to do anything? Like when you were bored? Like you just like
Uh,
I need to be doing something. I feel that.
I was just bored, bro. I don't know. Like when you're in high school and you literally sitting there, your phone is dry. You're just like, damn, I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be making a video. I didn't really feel that pressure, but it's just like, yo, I'm actually bored.
Hmm.
So yeah, just some little gems here and there. I mean, at the end of the day, there's beauty in the struggle, guys. Take this time to really grow. Go back and listen to some of the things that Javon said as far as growing a business. I know everyone wants to grow a business. Everyone has some type of creative flow. So just start. Like,
Yeah, and I think starting is just like being willing to learn on the go. You're not gonna get everything right, but like I think the more you fail, the more you learn, and the faster you'll be able to move forward. But if you're afraid of failing, you'll just slow down your progress. And I think also another thing is if you're looking to like you say you're looking to lead a team with a business or you're looking to start a new business,
mhm,
it's like how can you change the status quo of the industry you're in right now? How can you push it further? How can you move the needle further? How can you like just change what's going on? I think that's so important. I feel like we don't need more of the same. We need some more new stuff.
for
How
sure.
can we be innovative with the new things we come out with? Think about that for sure.
Francisco said, "Hey, Mike, I've been going through a lot and just want to say this podcast really helped raise my levels. Keep doing them." That's dope, man.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out
really
Francis.
why we're here. I just feel like sometimes you'll just be laying in bed and you get that sudden urge of motivation from watching a video or someone saying something. There was one time I was laying in bed and someone was like, "Hey, I'm in the gym right now. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Damn, I'm laying in bed. I need to go to the gym too." It's the little things. So that's why we do this in the first place. Let's get into. I want to answer some questions. So, guys, ask questions right now. We'll get to them. Let's talk about the direction of where we want to push this podcast, because obviously with this virus, we can't necessarily meet up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about what we talked about yesterday. What direction are we pushing? And we
Yeah,
want
man.
you guys to listen so you can gauge and give us feedback on what you think.
100%. Yeah, I mean, so like right now, as you said, like we can't personally meet or have people on the podcast to meet. So right now, we're kind of just like in a planning phase, really getting the structure of like the direction we want to go, like finding out who we want on this podcast, what kind of businesses we want to do.
Mhm.
We're looking to start doing vlogs at these different businesses. Going to different restaurants, going to different businesses around the city, even potentially out the state, and just like tuning in, seeing what they're doing, getting tours of their facilities, tours of their products, and just kind of like providing value to you guys, putting you on new companies,
Mhm.
letting what exists in this world, and like getting advice from the people who are doing it. I think that's what this podcast is about. It's not about me and Mike, shouting out our brands. Of course, we want to promote our stuff. At the end of the day, it's about a part of everything, showing you
Yeah,
guys literally what it is to be a part of everything. Just letting you know about different tools to use, different resources to use, advice from other people, and just like start providing a lot of value for our listeners in a bunch of different ways.
for sure. And
So
some of you guys that are watching this right now, make sure to comment down if you own a business or any businesses that you think we should have on the podcast. We want to really ramp up this version too. We're going to have guests. We're going to format it completely different. I know a lot of the times we talk about our previous podcast, it was pretty hard to follow because we're just kind of venting. It was our therapy, but now we really want to go to these local places and really put you guys on. If you come to the city of Denver, if we go to Los Angeles or Philadelphia or Texas, wherever this takes us, we just want to put everyone on. That is the whole concept of a part of everything.
exactly.
I feel like you don't truly touch bases with yourself unless you kind of just touch upon everything. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
so easy to stay in this small little industry, but why not like check out a restaurant and like understand the business ethics behind that, or a bookstore or a thrift store? I think these are some of these ideas are just things that maybe you do want to open a thrift store, maybe you do want to open a sneaker store, maybe you do want to start a brand, maybe you're a chef. We want
Mm-hmm.
to be all over the place, kind of giving you knowledge from all those aspects, and it's just cool for us, right?
Yeah, for sure. Even like Walter said in the comments, he was like, I think it'd be interesting to see how local businesses are surviving through all these things going on.
Yeah,
I think that's dope. I think we should definitely provide value through that. Um, yeah, man. Like we want to engage you guys as well. All the listeners, all the followers. Find ways to engage you guys, giving us feedback on what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of just on top of the head what we think will be useful, but like it's always dope hearing to see what you guys want to hear and what you guys want to see, and what questions you guys have, what you guys are interested in, what do you want to learn, things like that. I think that's super helpful for us, so we're not just kind of guessing what you guys want to learn or
yeah.
see, just giving us like the exact thing what you want us to
We
do
we are not shy of constructive criticism.
at all.
It helps us so much. So I'm gonna give a couple moments for you guys to ask some questions if you got any, and we will wrap this up. So let's see what we got. A little downtime for, let's see. Today's the day. Thank you, Thursday at 3 p.m. all across the country on social media. Try to thank all the first responders, everyone who's working. Okay.
Definitely shout out to them. Shout out to the frontline people.
Seriously.
Definitely.
It's a scary thing. What's up, guys? I have a brand, a resale business, and also a YouTuber. You guys definitely have something good here. I get asked all the time for tips on starting them up.
Definitely.
Or
Mike, I think would be really dope if we had like we like provided templates or something, for people, like business templates or like cash flow templates on our website.
yeah,
Just like links to tools on our website for people to use. I think we could do that.
yeah. I mean, that's what we're here for. To help. We just want to help, guys. Like we don't know it all. Obviously, we're still learning, but we can put you on as much as you want. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
The color of your jacket, the forest green, bro. It's my favorite color.
Bird? Hmm. Bro, I be changing all the time. I just like black. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's hella basic, bro.
I know it is, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I really just be wearing black.
Hmm. Interesting.
These questions aren't coming in fast enough. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go to this.
How to
So,
deal? Hold up. There's one
oh, we
more
got over.
question. Yes. So how do you deal with your parents not supporting being an entrepreneur?
Oh,
I think, man. I mean, my honest opinion. I think you really got to just like, of course, that's supposed to be your support system. But at the end of the day, like nobody's going to see your vision the way you do, and you shouldn't expect other people to see your vision the way you do. So it's like really finding that confidence. I feel like you continuing to push through, you continuing to like activate that confidence in yourself to keep going. Is what's going to allow you to push through all that stuff. Of course, like it hurts not having support by your parents, but at the end of the day, it's like I mean, you're your best advocate and worst advocate. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that positive voice in your head telling you keep going if you really believe in yourself. And I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, it all came down to fear at the end of the day. I think other people's opinions or belief in you shouldn't affect the way you move forward. That's my opinion.
yeah. I mean, I went through this firsthand myself. This whole starting YouTube up in a sneaker life. I'm not saying my family doesn't support me now, but it wasn't until results started coming. They always used to say like, "Oh, you need to get a real job. I can't wait for you to get a real job."
Mm,
So that's just one of those things where you got to be crazy in your own head because you got to realize that nobody lives through your eyes.
mm,
Nobody's going to, obviously, your family's going to be there at the end of the day, but the only one that's got you is you. You know how you think, you know how you see. That's it. So you grind and ignore them. And once those results come in, they'll come around. They're your family. It is what it is. They only want the best for you. You got to realize that. But you also got to kind of carry that chip on your shoulder like, oh, they don't believe in me? Cool. I believe in myself. That's all that matters.
exactly. Use it as motivation.
Yeah. And it is definitely a tough thing, but that's literally what it is.
Definitely.
Opinions on the best ad strategies for your online business: Facebook, Google, Instagram. Do you run ads?
I had before, but I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a pro at it. I'm still learning on how to do it, so I
Yeah.
couldn't. I mean,
Yeah, that's honestly a tough one. I used YouTube for my ads. Like it was just free promotion. Like even just say, St. Michael, you see Javon's wearing false ego.
yeah.
So more so like the influence aspect of it. But as far as running ads, you just got to figure out the target. I think Facebook is probably the best because it's the back end of honestly Google and Instagram.
Facts.
So you got to figure out how to set a pixel on your website. This is where you got to use YouTube University. There's a lot of like great tutorials of people that are like professionals at it. But Facebook's definitely the wave for sure.
Definitely. And I heard, never mind, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know for sure. So never mind, keep going, bro. I ain't gonna give out no bad information, bro.
I feel it. Hey, that's real, bro. You like, never mind. I'm dead. That's funny. Question for you would be: what networking tips do you have, or tips would you give for people who are not all that social? I mean, I am not social at all, so this is a great question. Javon, do you feel like you're that social?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely have my spurts where I'm out there,
Yeah,
but I also have my spurts where I need to like
time and a
recharge.
place.
But
Time and a
yeah,
place.
no, I think networking is. I mean, if you want to be in business, I think networking is a necessity. Like you can't hide from it, or else you'll just suffer. Your business will suffer. So I think networking is extremely important. I think the best ways of networking is actually meeting in person. I think there's a lot of cold connections you can create over like over email or Instagram DMs or whatever. But it's like there's never like the connections in person are always better. It's always like goes further actually meeting the person, shaking their hand, looking them in the eyes as you talk, and like so they can actually hear the passion you talk about with your mission, or you hear if they're legit. I think a lot of people can put on fake facades on social media, but it's like when you meet them in person, you get to see if they're real or fake. I think that's an important part. But as far as like techniques, I think you got to just put yourself out there and be transparent within like what process you're in currently. What I'm saying? If you don't have everything figured out, tell the person you don't have everything figured out. Ask questions. Kind of enter it with humility. I think that's a big important part. It's just like knowing that you don't know everything, knowing that you still have a lot to learn, or you might be able to person, you might be on the other end, and you might be giving advice. I think that's important to like know what side of the spectrum you're on if you're giving advice or if you're learning, and you can always be learning. So I think that'd be my tips.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just be a human being. You don't need to be arrogant into going in this conversation being a know-it-all. Nobody likes that person. Like I
Yeah,
noticed the most you we always talk about this, but you carry an energy with you. If you just go into it truly being yourself, looking for an opportunity to help or just spitball some ideas and really connect with people, people respect that. And it really doesn't matter what level you're at. It's just talking to someone like a normal human being, not like they're superior than you, not like they're less than you.
yeah,
I think that's like the best advice that I could give as far as just what I've been through, especially like when I lived in LA, there's tons of networking events and I force myself to go out and just meet people because it's just, you never know what, those people I met 2 years ago, they're hitting me up now for like opportunities. So
absolutely.
it's simple things. Just be yourself. That's it.
What's this? Yeah, I got a brand, Credo Apparel. I have a challenge when it comes to taking orders. What are the tools, process I need to make my package delivered?
Oh,
Um,
this one, I'll go back to that one. Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to start it up. So I got a name, message, target market, and all that. I just need to get the funds to start it up and get trademarks and all that. Um, yeah, I wouldn't focus on trademarks when you first start. I think first like get a following and get really clear on what you want to do before you trademark it. Because when you trademark it, not only is that a financial investment you're making, but it's also something that's going to lock you into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not 100% clear, like this is what I want to do, don't trademark it. And I think, I mean, don't if you're looking for money to start your brand, I think trademarking should be kind of towards the middle to the bottom of your list on what you spend money on to begin with. I think at first you want to get your product. I think that's the first thing you want to spend your money on. And as far as like target market, oh, you already got that. Yeah, man, I think Shopify is a great place to start. I mean, Shopify offers free funding for brands, not free funding, but they give you zero interest and you just take out pretty much a small loan and you pay it back through the profits you make. So I think they take 14% out of your daily sales, and if you don't make any sales a day, they don't take any money from you. But if, like the sales you make, they take 14% of that until you pay your uh, until you pay your loan off. And I think I mean, that's as good as it's going to get, honestly, especially when you first starting out. You don't have a lot of capital to begin with. I think it's a good tool to use. And I would go to, I don't know what state you live in, man, but I'm pretty sure there's a small business development center out there. You can go and get advice on like, funding. There's a bunch of grant opportunities right now that are going around. Just kind of do your research on, different opportunities that exist and like see what exists for people who are just starting out. They don't really have a lot of capital to begin with. See what options there are for you, and you don't want to just go in blindly because you don't want to end up, $20,000 in debt. You haven't even sold anything yet. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
like take your time.
Yeah, you gotta try to make some shirts, sell some shirts, see
Yeah,
if it's what you want to do, and then move forward. Don't go backwards. Don't start with, like you said, negative 20,000, bro, or 10,000, or 100. No negatives.
yeah, exactly. Start with your momentum. Start with like your momentum hitting the ground. So yeah,
I have a brand. I have a challenge when it comes to taking orders. What are the tools, process I need to make my package delivered? This really just
Mm,
depends on the software you're using. I mean, if you're using something like Shopify, you have all the tools right there. You just
absolutely.
print the label, put it on the package, ship it. You're
And they
done.
give you they give you discounts on shipping as well.
Yeah. So I would definitely look into Shopify for this aspect, just because it really makes everything so much more simple.
For sure. And I would also look into like drop shipping as well. If you don't want to have inventory on hand, I think
Yeah,
it's useful for a clothing brand for you to have inventory so people can experience your product. But if that's not really the angle you're going for, I would look into drop shipping so you could just have, whatever people order is what you send out instead of just having a bunch of stuff on you. So it kind of
yeah.
depends on what angle you want to go on.
Guys, right here, this is the best advice to start a brand. Create a Shopify account. Use the app Printful. Put your designs on Printful. Have your site launched. People order, Printful takes care of it. You don't got to see the product. You ain't got to touch the product. It ships right directly to them. And then you take that money and just let it save up. And then you really launch the brand of cut and sew or screen printing. Do all your research ahead of time. But that is literally the simplest, easiest way. It cost you maybe $30 to start
Mhm.
up. That's literally it right there.
It's a good quality like stuff.
Yeah, it's Bella Canvas tees, all style. It's a great startup, especially because you don't got to touch anything or just you don't got to deal with it. Your business is running, you're making the money, and then you can really develop into what it is that you want. But that's the best, like if you got $30. Walter said, I like how Walter's picture is JR.
Yeah.
What would be the first tough lesson you guys learned about starting your own business?
Man, I would say pricing. I didn't know what a good price for like when I first started. I was, getting scammed on pricing for screen printing and embroidery. They were just robbing me, bro. I didn't know any better, bro, because I didn't know like what a good price is. And then as I started to do more research, I should do more research, but I started to do more research and like got to see what people were paying for, their blanket, what people were paying for their just everything. It's like, all right, now I know what it is that I need to what pricing is good and what's not good. I think that's my biggest mistake, and also my biggest mistake was not keeping track of what I was spending money on. Because when it came down to time to do my taxes, it was so unorganized. All I had was receipts and like random pieces of paper that I wrote stuff down on. And but like I would definitely download QuickBooks and link your bank account to QuickBooks because it keeps track of the categories you're spending it on. And like when it comes down to do taxes, all you do is just go there and it has all your stuff already tracked. So you just print out a sheet and then you track your numbers from there. It makes this process way easier. So like definitely organizing my finances was my biggest lesson.
Yeah, mine was trusting people.
Mhm.
There's so many people that tried to tell me that they were an expert or just hyping themselves up to something that they weren't be, whether it was they know how to make the best teas. It was just all a way of like taking advantage. I think that's the biggest lesson that we all learn is just not to get taken advantage of.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, people can tell you stuff, but you should always do your own research and learn to think for yourself before like this person that's an expert can help you out. And that comes down to like sneakers. I trusted a dude who was a reseller and he scammed me like $16,000.
Sheesh.
Um, Same thing with shirts and clothing manufacturers. They send stuff that's too small or they just finesse you. So you really just gotta, I think lower quantity is best. Like start small. Don't
Yeah.
just go gung ho. Is that the expression?
Yeah.
So yeah, go big or go home. That was always my motto, but it's not smart.
100%.
So lastly, let's just get into, you guys can check out the podcast. Obviously we're launching the version 2 and it's going to be a while. We talked about our ideas and everything, but here is the YouTube channel. It'll actually be in the description. We got a few podcasts up. There's a few more that will go up before this does. And here is Javon's brand. A lot of people always in the comments, which this will also be down below. False ego. What do you got going on here, Javon? Anything new? What are you pushing?
Yeah, man. So we just got a new website layout probably a few months ago, but yeah, really trying to just focus on like the eco-friendly portion, but also make it like cool to make it something you feel good about wearing. Like I said, it's really good quality. We got a bunch of lookbooks. Really just tell a story on our whole website. You can
Mhm.
look into a whole bunch of stuff, our new products. You can look into our lookbooks. You can look into the about us page, like how we're different. You can look into like the ways we give back, which is like planting a tree for every product we sell online. You can look at our recycling program to where like if you buy a hoodie or whatever you buy, you can send it back to us when you're done with it. We'll recycle it to turn into air insulation for buildings and homes. I mean, it's all on the website, man. Go check us out. About a year and a half into it, man. There's a bunch of stuff on there, and we out here, man. We got
That's
some, a lot of
amazing.
stuff. We got some stuff sold out, but we still got a lot to check in with too. So,
For
uh,
sure.
yeah.
And then here I got the website like 2 years ago. I ain't as dope as Javon over here, but I'm just messing. Yeah, guys, just got the new spring collection, and that's as simple as that, man. Have faith. I actually just dropped this new hoodie, which is fire. Where's it at? Ooh, it says sold out, but I'm about to restock it right now. I'm wearing this right now.
What does it say under St. Michael?
It says everyone prays in the end.
All right. So,
So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this live podcast, man. First time ever. Hope this brings you guys some value. Make sure to wash your hands, wash your booty.
Absolutely.
But we'll catch you in the next one. You can follow us on Instagram at Part of Everything Podcast. You can follow me at Mike the Compass.
And follow me at Javon Taylor 21, or follow the brand at false_EG0.
Yeah. So we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yes, sir. Peace.